Thank you for coming back to another episode. We appreciate you listening as always. I think this is going to be the last episode that we put the actual intro in because I'm basically doing the same intro when we talk anyway. So I think we're gonna get rid of the old intro with the music and all this fun stuff. People don't need to hear the music. I think if we just get into it,
yeah.
Like they always say, like when people turn it on, they need to kind of they need to get into it before you start talking about the real stuff. Well, it's like, well, we do the ad read and this other thing, and
it's also one of those like for us starting here, it's you almost need that warm up period, you know, like we're doing right now.
Right.
So you don't really get, you know, so they'll because you generally start you're usually the leadoff hitter, you know.
I gotta get the ad read in.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and you know, it's I would say get some speed on the bases, but that's neither one of us.
I'm the opposite of speed.
I've been known to stretch a double into a single. So, but it's for us too. Like we need that kind of like, you know, to get just the creative juices flowing, right, if you will. So.
I need the neurons flowing, you know, spitting back and forth.
Yeah.
Because I am a pretty dumb individual before that.
Certified.
Yeah. I've noticed, like, I've been forgetting shit.
Me too. I'm forgetting people's names.
Yep.
Who I know. Like, I tell my wife, I'm like, I'll say, you know, that, you know, the guy and with the girl and... They live across the street, and she's like, Ty? I'm like, yeah, that's him. Like, how did I forget Ty's name?
The person who's lived across the street for 13 years. Ooh. I forgot the name of, like, I forgot the name of the word cup. Like, I was like, hey, because, you know, the wife's got a broken foot. She's a little immobile. I was like, hey, do you want me to take the thing that's sitting next to you? What is that called? A cup? Yeah, do you want me to take that to the sink? Or the dishwasher?
You want it refilled?
She looked at me like, did you forget the word cup? I think she's about ready to get me like checked for Alzheimer's. Because it's like, it's becoming a recurring thing.
Yeah.
So.
And you want me to put some of that stuff in it? You know, the stuff that sustains life. Can't live without it. Sometimes it's solid. Water?
you and I were going in a completely different direction. When you said put stuff in it, I was thinking like creamer and coffee.
Oh, no, I was thinking water.
I was like, that white stuff that goes in it, basically, like, don't come in my coffee. But I was going to go in that direction with it.
Yeah.
We were so off.
Then you definitely know you're losing it.
Right. My descriptive words aren't the best. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck, TACMD.com, TACMD.com. If you're in the real estate market, reach out to Adam and get your professional insight into the market right now. Want to thank him for his sponsorship throughout the years. It will be coming to an end. I believe the end of September will be the end of our sponsorship with Adam. Not for any other reason. I'm still going to go golf. I'm still going golfing with Adam in October. So there's nothing acrimonious happened. It's been 2 years though.
Yeah.
Which is one of the longest running sponsorships in all of podcast history. So we want to thank him for his support. And we're going to be looking for other avenues for sponsorships. I think the audience kind of grew outside of just the Pasadena Arnold area.
Yeah.
And so a local sponsor might not be the best anymore. So we want to thank Adam for his sponsorship throughout the years. And I know he's been a sponsor. I know their money changes hands, but I've said this time and time again. He's one of the most genuine people that I know. Let's put it this way. If he didn't give us sponsorship money, I would still go to him for real estate needs. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. And so there's quite a few good real estate agents out there, but he's one of the better ones out there, especially. He might not sell the most. He might not do the most business. But as far as a human being goes, probably one of the best ones out there. So go check him out, TACMD.com. Want to thank Adam for his support. And we still got a couple more episodes with him, but wanted to say it now before the last episode. Now, I'm not going to get teary-eyed, you know what I mean? It ain't that kind of relationship. But still, Want to thank him for his support. Speaking of forgetting things, I'm almost forgetting what we were supposed to talk about this episode.
I got it.
Okay, then you go.
Yeah. So, well, I'll just go with the Bill Maher. So Bill Maher's monologue, not monologue, his closing, New Rules.
New Rules, yep.
So he was, and everyone knows Bill Maher went and had the dinner with Trump. And of course, all the lefties lost their minds. How can you go dine with the enemy and all this? First of all, now that dinner with Trump was, and I listened to his podcast about it after when he did it. So Bill Maher has the Club Random, which has some interesting people on there.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and people that are complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Like he had Charlie Kirk on there, and that's what we need more of. First of all,
he doesn't hold punches on it either.
No, he goes, but they have a good time. So, in any case, in his New Rules, he goes through and talks about how Trump was taking a Democrat thing. And that thing was how he's looking at reclassifying marijuana. So for those of you who don't know, marijuana is Schedule 1. Schedule 1 is the worst of the drugs. Cocaine, powdered cocaine, is actually Schedule 2.
Yeah.
So Schedule 1, they've determined, has no legitimate medical purposes, right? So I think for the most part, crack is even still Schedule 2.
Yep.
Crack.
Cocaine has medical purpose. Yeah. Marijuana, not so much.
Right. So even though many states have at least done legalization for medicinal purposes, blah, blah, blah. So I think mushrooms are Schedule 1. Heroin is actually a Schedule 2. But yeah, so he wants to.
Isn't fentanyl Schedule 2?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I was in the hospital, when I had my gastric procedure, I was like, oh crap, they had me on fentanyl. I didn't know. So
it's only killing a lot of people.
Yeah,
but let's use it anyway.
Yeah, why not? So, and then he went through this other things that the Republicans have taken from the Democrats. Like if you think of your average waitress, you probably guess that she's probably a Democrat, not a Republican. However, Trump, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
He talked about how he flipped Nevada on that.
Yeah.
The no tax on tips.
Yeah.
He says it probably flipped Nevada.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, and Bill Maher does it with humor, but he does some things, some of his elite, he is an elitist.
Yes.
But he's unapologetic about that too.
Mm-hmm.
But how the Republicans are building these coalitions, 2%, 4% here, 3% there, and building these groups of people up. So, and it kind of paid off for him. I think the average Democrat strategist assumes that every, whether you want to say Hispanic or Latino, I refuse to say Latinx or Latinx or whatever that is because they don't like that because
they fucking hate it.
Yeah. So, but they look at him as a monolith and figure that every Hispanic voter is going to support their immigration position, where you might get the people that are super left-leaning that do, or the ones who are here illegally themselves, where it doesn't matter because they can't vote anyway. But the people that came in legally, a lot of those individuals, they're like, well, I waited in line like I was supposed to, or my grandfather did, or whoever did. Why should these guys come in here for free? So that he took that 2%, 4%. He did the best he's ever done with black voters. By some of that was, what I think the Democrats failed to realize was that not everyone, of course, but black churches are huge. Socially, they can be very conservative. So maybe a bunch of the transgender issues and all that stuff, they lost some of that conservative black vote, especially among men, on that issue. So if they're going to keep shaving off these 2%, especially in these close elections, in certain areas like the battleground states, it's going to be huge, and where have the Democrats lost their way?
And I'll talk about the black vote because, I'm black. which I'm not. I'm kidding. But I did a deeper dive into the black vote numbers. So 98% of black women still vote Democrat, which they also say, black women is the most educated group of voters by degree. Okay. Black men actually voted 25% in favor of, or voted for Donald Trump. That's the largest amount of the black vote that's ever gone to a Republican candidate. Mm-hmm. So overall, I believe they lost 16% of the black vote between the two groups.
Yeah,
mostly because of black men. And then so Democrat elites say, well, that just means, and it's the same kind of across the board. Like the more education or the more degrees you have, the more likely you are to vote Democrat. So they say, well, only dumb people vote for the GOP. Because they equate intelligence to degrees. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying if you go to college, you're dumb. I went to college, I got a degree.
I know a lot of smart people without degrees.
Correct.
I know a lot of dumb people with degrees.
Correct.
I know smart people with degrees, and I know dumb people without. So the two aren't the same.
Well, and by example, it's like a guy who out of high school goes into an HVAC apprentice program, becomes an HVAC tech, gets certifications and all sort of thing. He's technically considered uneducated.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a degree.
Yeah.
Trade certificates are not considered degrees. So therefore they count them as uneducated. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've ever talked to a plumber or an HVAC guy when they're doing work.
Oh, my neighbor's an HVAC guy, and first of all, awesome dude. Mm-hmm. Knows a ton of, just to talk to in general. But then he was helping me fix my air conditioner, and the stuff he's doing, and I'm mechanically inclined, but I get lost when it starts dealing with pressures and this and that, and he hooks this machine up to this thing, and it's giving him all these readings, and he's doing this and understands all of it, and I'm just, at that point, I'm like, I'm done.
And he's over there like Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind,
yeah,
figuring this shit out,
yeah,
right? But to liberal elites, he's uneducated,
yeah,
he's dumb, mm-hmm. and he votes for Trump,
yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got some of these kids that are going to school and they get a master's degree in women's studies, and there's nothing wrong with learning about women's studies, but to think that person is smarter, is more intelligent in the living world than the HVAC tech, mm-hmm. is preposterous.
Yeah.
Because your women's studies degree gives you almost zero value in the workforce, mm-hmm. as a productive human being.
Yeah.
Which is why those are the people that are struggling to pay back student loans, because they're doing a job that has nothing to do with women's studies.
Yeah.
We've talked about this in the past. A lot of those degrees are there because they started it at one college. So if you have one professor doing women's studies and you have a women's studies track, or there's three professors at Columbia University that somehow allow you, by taking their classes, you can major in women's studies. Mm-hmm. Okay. And let's say there's 25 kids that graduate with a degree in women's studies. Okay, well, now I need to find jobs for them. So what do? They advocate other universities to create women's studies programs. And now those kids that just graduate with a degree in women's studies, the only job available to them is at these colleges with newly formed women's studies programs.
Yeah.
You're essentially creating the demand that you're creating. Mm-hmm. It's like you have to create the supply for the demand you created.
Yeah.
But at some point, there are no more colleges to create women's studies programs at, because the colleges either won't do it, or you've already created them all.
Yeah.
And now
there are only so many positions that you could possibly create for this.
Right. And you're now creating 1,000 to 3,000 new women's studies degrees every year. Mm-hmm. And there's no place for them to go because the originals aren't retiring.
Yeah. It's not like they get too old to spout bullshit, so...
It's essentially an MLM scheme.
Yeah.
Multi-level marketing.
Yeah.
Eventually, once you create the thousands upon thousands of salespeople selling, Pampered Chef and shit, there's no more room for salespeople to sell Pampered Chef because all the customers already have Pampered Chef consultants.
Right.
And so now you've got some of these ladies that take these women's studies degrees and like, I can't get a job and I need my student loan forgiven.
Right.
But I'm still educated in the eyes of a liberal elite.
Right. So, 18-year-old Becky going off to study women's studies is going to come out and, I want to be a women's studies professor. Well, what else can I do with this degree? Human resources, Starbucks. I mean,
can you do human resources? Because
that's where all the people with the worthless psych degrees go.
Oh, there's actual majors in human resources.
Yeah.
But so you got them too. But yeah, there's no place to put some of these people.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. We used to joke about it in the athletic world. It was basket weaving.
Mm-hmm.
You would go to school. You majored in basket weaving, which wasn't a real thing, but you majored in basket weaving so you could go play football in college.
Yeah.
If you were the guy who wasn't going to go pro and you majored in basket weaving, that also meant you were now a used car salesman after college ended because that's what your degree was worthless.
Yeah. My degree is worthless. My degree is in criminal justice. And, it's...
the only thing you can do with that is you got to go to law school and get a lawyer and become a JD.
If you want to do that, or, I actually do work in the field, but it's not a... outside of that, now the college argument goes and says, oh, well, the degree is where it doesn't matter what it's in, it's the degree itself. It shows that you committed to something and did. Now, I have a ton, 20 years experience now that and through that experience can translate into other things that are outside of the field, which is fine. But the average CJ degree holder that comes out and doesn't go into that field, what are those skills? You didn't learn any skills. You learned about a system. If you're not going to work in that system, then what are you doing?
Right.
So
they look down on, and so there's a Democrat think tank, and I use think tank lightly, but and not to disparage any think tank.
I don't know what think tanks do.
Right.
Maybe they hire women's studies majors.
Right. But there's one called Third Way, and it's a moderate Democrat group, and they try and sway Democrats to be more moderate. And they've got a post on their website, thirdway.org, and the title is, "Was It Something I Said?" And essentially it's like, hey, you elitist assholes have been talking down to people for so long that they're turning away from you.
Yeah.
And we've been saying that for years. Rahm Emanuel, who is a Clinton person, and so you know how much I love that.
I thought he was a Obama guy. Or was he? They're all kind of the same.
A lot of the Obama people were Clinton people.
Yeah.
Mayor of Chicago. Essentially, what he is saying is, and it seems like this seems to now be the talking point for a lot of the established Democrats. Is, hey, we've gone way too far.
Yeah.
Like a lot of our points no one gives a shit about. Every time we hem and haw, people just tune us out because we hem and hawed over everything. And the problem is the only people putting out this message are the basically liberal elite establishment Democrats. And voters don't want establishment anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, well, look at Marco Rubio, and they're all part of the establishment. They're all in Trump's cabinet. Yeah, but he's not.
Yeah.
The face of it can't be anymore. You can't like Pete Buttigieg is out there trying to like do the circuit. Like he went on the Flagrant podcast. And he's going on the podcast. Like they're all doing the podcast, right? They've essentially figured out that the Democrat podcasts are basically pointless.
Yeah.
You're talking to an echo chamber. Like there's apparently a huge Democrat podcast called the Midas Touch, and it's 3 guys from Long Island, and you can tell they're in it for the money.
Yeah.
But, and this is I've always said this: any podcast that has a quote unquote huge following, always be suspicious of the numbers. It's so easy to fake numbers in this game. I mean, like I said, we could have over 1 million listens tomorrow. I can make that happen with a paycheck to somebody. I can pay someone in Pakistan to make that shit work.
Yeah.
And it'll be done. And they're like, well, why would they do that? They do it because they get more advertising money.
Yeah.
And so for people who this is their job, That's what they do, so they can make more money. It's cheaper to pay for the listens than it is for the advertising to come in.
Yeah.
So they take the advertising, they pay for the listens, and they still make money out of it.
Yeah.
And so some people are like, well, why aren't you doing it? It's a very valid point, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because this is not our job.
No.
I mean, made a little money on the side. Great. Yay for us.
Yeah, essentially, we get to...
When I say a little, I mean a little.
Yeah. We get to do this for free.
Yeah.
We're no longer paying to do it.
That's exactly right.
You know,
We're having fun.
There's an Alan Jackson song, Neon Rainbow. And essentially, it's, you know, half the time I play for free. So, you know, it's
and people are like, oh, you got no following. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. We have listens. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
I come on here to talk about shit because it helps me mentally.
Yeah.
We've talked about it. This is therapy for you and I. When we have friends over, friends down here, which we still got to get more down, but it's like, then it's a fun thing. It's like some people go and they play poker.
Yeah.
We have buddies over and we talk on a fucking microphone.
That is attached to a poker table.
That is also attached to a poker table. We used to play poker. And then I used the table for other purposes. And pissed in that party.
We repurposed the poker table.
And the funny thing, we repurposed it while we were using it.
Yeah.
For the poker. Like, probably should have thought of that differently. But yeah, so it seems like they're going to try and like some people are finally realizing, okay, we're going to keep losing if we don't fix this. And like someone like John Fetterman, the guy in Pennsylvania, unfortunately, when he still talks, it sounds like the guy's recovering from a stroke. And messaging matters, and how you message it matters. Like the delivery matters. Unfortunately, he's not a great communicator.
Yeah.
But when you see what he posts on Twitter, it makes sense. Like he is the centrist Democrat. It's almost like having the blue dog Democrat back.
Yeah.
Still socially liberal.
Yeah.
But fiscally, he's like, hey, and not everything the Republicans do is the sky is falling.
Right.
Like we talked about this too. Stop telling me the sky is red when I can go outside and see the sky's blue. I don't have any trust in what you tell me anymore. And so that's why a lot of these Democrat establishment, like Bernie, Buttigieg, they're all doing the podcast bro circuit.
Yeah.
Because they know they have to win people back. And that's where a lot of these disaffected liberals went.
Yeah.
And when I say disaffected liberals, I'm talking about us. And like I reached out the Third Way and I said, hey, you guys are finally now getting around to what we've been saying for 4 years.
Yeah.
Why don't you come on and talk with us? And I said it yesterday. It was a weekend, right?
Yeah.
I don't expect a response back. So I'm not saying, hey, they didn't respond. Fuck them. No. If they respond though, we will have them on. And I've prefaced it though. I said, look, I don't want your PR person.
Yeah.
I want the dude in the office nobody fucking likes because he talks shit. And like I want your realist dude.
Yeah.
Or female to come in here and just be honest with us. Tell us fucked up things are fucked up if they're fucked up. I want to know.
Yeah.
And I also want to know that you guys are out there trying to fix it, because I know everyone's like, oh, we only have a 2-party system. No, we don't. Yes, there are 2 parties that are on the ballot, but those 2 parties are made up of different factions.
Sure.
It's very similar to what Europe does. Only Europe actually has the different parties, but then those different parties have to do a coalition.
Yeah.
We just have the coalitions already pre-done. And that's why sometimes every once in a while you get a politician that flips parties because their coalition isn't part of the coalition anymore. It joined the other side. I guess my point, I am hoping that Democrats are going to get on board with this, because I know it sucks to have only 2 parties, but you need 2 parties.
Yeah.
If this one party goes by the wayside and we're left with one party, that does worse things, because especially for centrists, for people that need to get shit done. And I can't believe that the centrist Republicans and the centrist Democrats, when they had the Gang of 8 back in the day. Now, I don't like those fuckers. That was the pure deep state establishment motherfuckers, but they worked together. They were the ones that argued in public and they went and had dinner at night.
Yeah.
It was the John McCain's, the Lindsey Graham's, I think Chuck Schumer was part of it at one time. And they would go and have dinner. And they would say, hey, look, we're going to work with each other because we actually have to get some shit done.
Yeah.
Like immigration should have been done by now. It's been a talking point since I was a teen. Since I was in like 11 years old.
Oh, sure.
And they still have never come up with comprehensive immigration reform. Like they've done piecemeal here and there.
Well, it's also because both sides need the issue.
Right.
A solution doesn't win you votes.
No. Well, I can't get paid off of, the only way I get paid as a politician is off of anger.
Yeah.
If you're not angry, you don't donate.
Yeah.
Because then it's just background noise. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like, oh, okay, things are running pretty well. I don't need to donate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to donate. But when I'm mad, fuck it. Now I got to give this politician some money because he's going to do what I want him to do.
Right.
No, he fucking isn't. Your $2.50 donation through Act Blue or Win Red doesn't do shit except make that person money. They're going to use it for their private flights and their security detail and whatever other campaign bullshit they're going to expense it to, just like every other corporation. It's a corporation at that point.
Yeah.
I'm just going to expense shit that I can and not use my own money. Mm-hmm. But if you're not mad, I can't get you to click donate.
Yeah.
And that's why immigration reform hasn't been done. It's also why Social Security reform hasn't been done. It's also why we still haven't figured out how to negotiate Medicare drug prices properly. Well, Biden put that law into place. And the prices didn't go down.
Yeah.
Well, insulin went down. Name me one other drug that also went down.
Yeah.
Please. And you want to know why insulin went down? Maybe it's because of what Trump did. Mm-hmm. Like, in his first term.
Yeah.
Like, stop buying the bullshit. Things could get done in this country, 100%.
Yeah.
But that would also create apathy.
Well, and I think the other benefit is by having two good parties, you get two good choices, right? Or, rather than, because like say, so the Democrats are kind of they don't know what they're doing. And a significant portion of them are still still on, all that woke nonsense. Because when they talk in their echo chamber, it gives them, they get positive feedback for it.
Well, if you blast them about, if you kind of like say, if you use the word woke to them, well, what is woke?
Yeah.
And then the other person goes, well, what is a woman?
Yeah.
Like, fucking
it's
hell,
just a
man.
Stupid argument.
Like, can we get out, like, I get it. There's only like 20 trans boys playing a girl sport, or 20 trans girls playing girl sports. Mm-hmm. Then acknowledge it's 20 too many, and we can all move on from this shit, and you won't have lost people like me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other shit too, but like, you need to start winning back the people that left your party.
Mm-hmm. And the people that for a time, like Pittsburgh, all those Rust Belt cities, they were all solid Democrat areas because that's where your unions were. That's where your workers were. You've essentially told all those people, when Hillary Clinton said the bucket of deplorables, you took all those dudes, and they're mostly dudes, and their wives, and you pushed them away. Well, there are only so many Stanford grads. And who was it Chuck Schumer that said for every blue collar worker we lose, we'll gain 2 suburban white women? There are only so many suburban white women degree holders, and even, again, monolith. Oh, they all think and vote the same way. But you forgot about the black male vote that you pushed over there. You forgot about the Hispanic vote that you pushed over there. You forgot about the tax on tips vote that you pushed over there. The overtime people you pushed over there. Because people that work in think tanks don't get overtime. They don't even know what overtime is. But dudes who are who are linemen working on power lines, they know what overtime is. Firefighters know what overtime is. Guys that are pushing a beat car for a police department know what overtime is. So you're pushing those people away. But again, I think they're stuck in this echo chamber with college degree holders that all went to these dumb schools. I shouldn't say dumb schools, expensive schools, rather. Let's call them expensive. That all have the same master's degree, that all did the same fellowship, and the people in that orbit. So in their worldview, they're doing everything perfectly because they're talking to a bunch of people who are just like them, forgetting that most of the country is nothing like them and have real world concerns and don't care about transgender issues, particularly because they don't know anyone. Because in all honesty, there's very few of them out there.
Real ones.
Yeah, and don't care about whether the name of Cracker Barrel offends somebody or not. Don't care about these things. They're concerned about putting food on the table, keeping their job, whether their kid goes to get his guts blown out in some pointless foreign war somewhere. So but their focus is on these inconsequential issues that get people fired up. So they need to come back and acknowledge, the fact that the Republican Party is now becoming the party of the worker is just. If you told that to somebody in 2010, they'd be like, yeah, okay.
But I mean, if you go back to the last episode, though, it's not like the Republicans are really the party of the worker. They're busting up unions. Mm-hmm. But the funny part is
so did Joe Biden too. So
right, but we talked about that like years ago.
Yeah,
or it was a year or two ago. Yeah, we talked about how Joe Biden blew up the railroad worker strike.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you can't say you're the party of the workers when you're busting a union. Now this guy's busting a union, and you're now saying he's anti-worker.
Yeah.
Okay, then what are you? It's like, okay, then what are you?
Yeah.
It's like people forget the internet exists, and that all of these things that were tweeted, posted, news articles, that people can't read it. Yeah. And like if I do a Google search for union bust, both things come up.
Yeah.
I see both.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you want to know what? None of them are for the worker.
Yeah.
But they're going to say, well, he's not pro-worker. I'm pro-worker. So he can turn around and say, well, I'm going to create more jobs and therefore I'm pro-worker. They don't have anything like that to say. They're just going to say he's not pro-worker.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see that you busted a union. Mm-hmm. So again, you're telling me the sky's red and I'm seeing the sky's blue. You're lying to me again.
Yeah.
You lied to me during COVID. A lot of lies during COVID. Mm-hmm. And again, this is where the internet comes in.
It's one of the reasons why they hate the internet so much.
Right. And why they wanted to regulate speech on the internet.
Yeah.
The Bureau, not enough people talk about this. The Bureau of the Disinformation Governance Board within the Department of Homeland Security, which lasted about 8 months before they figured out, oh shit, this is really fucking bad. Yeah. And then the director of that is now in England doing their shit.
Yeah.
And if you want to know about how free speech has been curtailed in England, just go check out their social media laws.
Yeah.
You can't post shit on social media without it being considered hate speech. And and you get brought up on charges for that.
Yeah.
Like legit criminal charges.
Yeah.
If someone deems what you post on Facebook or social media as hate speech, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
That's what, and she was in charge of this Disinformation Governance Board, and she's now in charge of it over in England, and they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
That could have been here. Mm-hmm. That's what Democrats did.
Yeah.
Well, Trump was going to put it in place. Yeah, but Biden did put it in place. Yeah. That's what I see. Mm-hmm. You want to curtail free speech. Oh, and by the way, we saw the Twitter files. Well, it's just Twitter. You guys should believe that shit. Yeah, it's fucking emails that people wrote.
Yeah.
Where between federal employees, federal agency employees telling social media what to censor.
Yeah.
And the social media companies did it. Mm-hmm. That was all done under Democrats.
Yeah. And how that isn't a huge thing and they just brush it under the table. And if you talk about it, you're a conspiracy nut.
If I was in the GOP, I would just play. I wouldn't say a word.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a word about what my position is. I would just post what theirs are.
Yeah.
Do you? And the end of the ad is, do you want this for you?
And in the end, it's like, does it matter what my position is when that's theirs?
Right. The end line is, I'm not them.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your whole ad. Like, think about how wild that is. I don't have to have any positions on anything. All I have to do is roll B footage of what you've been doing and just say, I'm not them. Mm-hmm. And that's my entire ad campaign.
Yeah.
To get elected.
Yep. And then what was the Democrats did that, was it after the State of the Union? They all did that creepy, it was some sort of, they all read off this thing.
I found this on the web.
Thanks.
Like, hey,
Siri's like, I got it for you, dude, you dummy.
They read the script, had the same
Yeah.
microphone.
And it was like, this is weird. Like, where's this coming from?
And it's not like the Trump people don't have some of that stuff to use against them. Like, if you ever, like, I tend to watch, I watch some of the hearings because they put them on YouTube now. So I watch the hearings, and every single one of them has this like cult-like saying.
Yeah.
Like the undersecretaries. Well, at the direction of this director, at the behest of President Trump. Mm-hmm. It's like in front of every sentence.
Yeah.
And like then they continue the sentence. Mm-hmm. It's like, guys, like whoever's doing that messaging, you need to stop that.
Yeah.
It's like they have to give credit, and it kind of feeds into the Democrat narrative of the dear leader when they say that about Trump.
Yeah.
That feeds into it. Trump's usually really adept at countering Democrat talking points. Mm-hmm. I think he's really dropping the ball on this one. He needs to tell these undersecretaries and secretaries
doing it.
Stop doing this shit.
Well, I think he likes it because it feeds his ego.
It does feed his ego.
Yeah.
But I do feel like he's got, and I could be way wrong, right? I don't think he's an idiot though. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of the Democrats like oh, he's just a moron. Yeah. Look, I don't like the guy personally. But if he's doing this as an ego thing, or someone underneath him is telling them to do it to kind of stroke his ego, he himself needs to step in and say, "Hey, you guys need to knock this shit off."
Right.
Or maybe Don Jr., one of his trusted people, need to step in and say, "Hey, this looks really fucking creepy. Mm-hmm. Like it looks like you guys are indoctrinated."
Yeah.
Like when they say we're in a cult, well, you're feeding into that line of it looks like you're in a fucking cult.
Yeah.
Like, just go up and say, yeah, it's like that Adam Sandler skit from way back when. I used to listen to like comedy, like cassettes, back when cassettes were a thing. And like the Adam Sandler one was like, it's like, hey man, I think you joined a cult. Oh no, man, just come with me. Just come with me, man. Just come on. And you go there, and then all of a sudden they start chanting, "The nighttime is the right time."
Yeah.
The nighttime is the right time.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I think we're in a cult. Dude, there's a girl I want to meet there. And it's like, but it's like, you guys are all up there in unison going, "The nighttime is the right time."
Yeah.
Like, you're feeding into the cult narrative.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're on the news working for the federal government in an appointed position, everyone knows who appointed you. Right. You know where the chain of command ends.
Right.
Now, apparently the chief of MPD didn't know what the chain of command was at one point, but however, that's a different story. But like, you know where that chain of command ends. You know, like you know where they are. So
yeah. So I would love it if Third Way would send someone, or I mean, we'll do it over Zoom if we got to. I don't care. I don't normally like doing that. I like having them in the basement. I know it's creepy to say that because murder basement, but
it's not the murder basement. It's a regular basement.
It's well lit.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, I don't ever feel like I'm going to be murdered down here. Nor do I ever have the desire to murder anyone.
No,
I don't feel that coming.
I have zero desire. Yeah. It's too much effort to murder someone. Yeah, I don't have that much initiative.
Yeah.
To actually do it.
And then just think of the anxiety afterwards.
Oh, I couldn't. I had, speaking of 2 weeks. From when this is going to air, I had a bad anxiety attack. So the wife broke her foot, and I was taking her to work because she's back on duty. And look, I've told everyone the Bay Bridge for me is a no-go. I won't even drive over it anymore. I've got the service that will drive me over it. Mm-hmm. You got to give them an hour notice, and they'll just come drive you over the bridge. I think it's like $50.
How do they get back? I think they wait for someone else to go the other way?
I think they have a follow car.
Oh, okay.
So it's two of them.
Yeah.
But it takes them maybe 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. $50, 10 minutes. So even if you split it, it's $25 for 25 minutes worth of work.
Yeah.
Okay. But I had kind of like a little mini panic attack going over the smaller bridge. And everyone knows, like, we live in a peninsula. We have a lot of bridges.
Yeah.
A lot of small bridges, right? So I get her there. And, of course, to do the drive there and back, it's 4 bridges. The 2 over and back each bridge. And same thing over both of them. Like, tingles, like almost like to the point where, like, I thought I was going to pass out, which is unsafe for everybody. So, glad I kept going.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have stopped.
In the middle? Then you're stuck on the bridge.
Oh, no, that's the thing. I won't stop on the bridge. But, like, so after it's over, it does subside, but it wasn't, like, fully releasing. So I did end up actually pulling over, like, on the highway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that car with the flashers on the highway. I was just, like, trying to recompose myself. And so the next day, I was like, nope, I'm going to power through this. I got to the gas station on one of the roads heading toward Route 50 for us. I was like, I'm already getting, like, I'm not even like within a half a mile. I'm already getting started tingling.
Yeah.
So we pulled over, called her a Lyft. Lyft took her the rest of the way. And then coming home from that, so I went down and I went 50 the other direction, so not going over a bridge, and then like merging onto 50, which is like, it's a state highway, so it's divided highway for people that don't know. God, tingles, like it fucking happened. I was like, God damn, like I need to be able to drive at least over these small bridges. Like the Bay Bridge I can live without driving over.
Yeah, I mean, there's
ways around that, right? Yeah. I'm not going over it enough.
Or you just don't go over there. I mean,
right, that's what I mean. I don't go over
survive.
Right. The times I have to go over there, when my wife's foot's healed up, she'll drive over the bridge. Yeah. Not a problem.
Have you tried the 450 bridge at the Naval Academy?
Well, so I hadn't tried it since then. Mm-hmm. But yesterday, I was like, look, it's a Saturday. Let's go get some lunch, and we'll do it we'll go over that small bridge again. Mm-hmm. And I did it, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So it went away, whatever was going on. But so I talked to a doctor, and basically he's like, look, you need to go get your vestibular system checked out. Mm-hmm. That's your balance. Mm-hmm. He goes, I think something might be throwing you off. And for people that don't, it's like like people that get vertigo, like the crystals in their ears get thrown off, and it kind of throws you off. Me, I think it's got to do with some anxiety, but I also think there's something else going on. Mm-hmm. For example, like it was really rainy. I get bad sinus inflammation when it gets like the barometric pressure drops. It gets rainy and gross like that. And I think my sinuses might be being inflamed to the point where it might be putting pressure on some other parts of my brain. Mm-hmm. Or who knows? It could be something else in the brain, right? So I'm going to see an ENT to get that sorted out. Now I go see an ENT anyway for the sinuses in general, but this is going to be a new kind of thing to look at. But yeah, I got it. So, but yeah, trying to murder someone, like that's what this is tying into. Yeah. I would have horrible anxiety for that. Yeah.
So third way people no one's going to murder you.
No one's murdering anybody. No. I don't have the motivation, don't have the energy, don't have the initiative, and oh, by the way, I don't want the anxiety attack from it. So you're safe.
There's plenty of checks to the system.
That's correct. Where were we? We were.
So we want to get this
third way. Yeah. We want to get them because they do have some pull with Democrats, and obviously someone does have some pull. Unfortunately, and I've said this about the Democrat Party for a little while. So the Democrat Party, like there were always log cabin Republicans, which were the gay contingent of Republicans. There were always that little sect of gay people. Which, by the way, none of what I'm about to say reflects what I think of gay people. I have no problems with gay people. Have gay friends. I grew up in like most of the 90s with my. Like, oh, I got a gay friend. No, my uncle was gay. I was very close to my uncle. I was close with him, and wasn't really close to his partner because he kind of died before I became a teenager.
Yeah.
But I kind of heard the war stories of like the 80s. Mm-hmm. About how gay people were. They were being attacked on open streets, right? Just for being gay, for holding hands, for kissing in public. Like nowadays, like that stuff just wouldn't. It doesn't happen. Like, oh, it happens. Okay, the one time, like back then, it was happening on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Happening one time, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's not enough to say it's a national incident that needs to be like campaigned about. I think after gay marriage was approved, I think the younger generation of the gay community needed a way to earn their stripes with the older people in the gay community. It's kind of like when you're a freshman on the football team in college, and there's an initiation, and it's a way for you to earn your stripes with the juniors and seniors on the team. Well, in order for the older gay people to not look at the younger gay people with, well, now you have it easy.
Yeah.
the younger generation kind of created things to then say, well, we also need to fight for this. We also need to fight for that. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, they talk about like gender rights and everyone kind of looks at me, especially the older generation of gay people are like, and when I'm saying gay, I'm talking gay, lesbian, bi.
Yeah.
They're like, what rights don't you have right now? Mm-hmm. The reason why gay marriage was so important is because in this society, there's tax benefits.
Oh, there's
and
privileges
being married, hospital benefits. Yeah. There's a lot of that in there. That's where a lot of these rights were. That's where rights were being not offered to gay people back then. But when there was gay marriage that was allowed, a lot of those rights were now afforded to gay people. Mm-hmm. And so now the older gay people are like, hey, what exact rights don't you have? And they're like, well, we can't be out in public in our full garb.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a right.
Yeah.
You have the right to do that, but you don't like the reaction to it. Mm-hmm. That's different.
Yeah, you can't control the reaction to it.
Correct. You're not fighting for rights. You're fighting for your wants. Mm-hmm. And I think that group, that younger group, and younger people tend to get involved in political campaigns because they're the most charged up anyway.
Yeah.
And I think they embedded themselves with some of these political candidates, and they said, hey, look, this is a topic it's really near and dear to my heart. If you want me and my 20 friends to volunteer for your campaign, we need you to be in favor of this too.
Yeah.
And I think there's enough of them that they've really infiltrated the party as a whole. And then, of course, those people got older, and they moved up the ranks within the DNC. And they've made some of the... It's kind of like, okay, the DNC, in order to qualify to be like a vice president of the DNC, it has to be like one male, one female, one two-spirit person, one gay, one lesbian, one trans, one furry, one... like, you have to have one of everybody, and everyone else is looking around going, like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And like, the funny part is, the GOP just televises it. Mm. Or at worst, the Democrats televise it because they think it's a winning platform.
Right.
It's like, yeah, people are looking at you and laughing. Mm-hmm. It's like the girl who goes on, like, with all the nose piercings and the eyebrow piercing and you know, the face tattoo and the neck tattoo. Wonders why she can't get a job.
Yeah.
It's because I'm sorry, appearances matter.
Yeah.
And nobody wants you representing their business by looking like that. Mm-hmm. You can go do whatever in your private life, go be private and do whatever you want to do.
Sure.
But you're not going to make people accept it. It's just not going to happen. Well, they accepted gays. They accepted gays, man. Because they fought for it. No, they accepted gays because the gays and the lesbians and the bis, to gain the acceptance part of it, what they did was they went and lived amongst the non-gays.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually a very brilliant strategy. It wasn't go and take over. It was just go and show that we're normal.
Yeah.
And we're not normal. Normal in air quotes. Like your lifestyle might not be normal, but you as a human being are normal. You're perfectly fine the way you are.
Yeah. Or then when you walk into the gay neighborhood, you're like, wow, this place is beautiful and there's no crime and everything's nice. You're like,
But I think the opposite way is more true. It's like, let's say in our neighborhood, right? Mm-hmm. It's your generic Mayberry suburban place, man, women, having babies, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, the gay couple moves in, and they say hi. They're great neighbors.
Yeah.
They're getting invited to the barbecue. They're meeting more of the neighbors, and people. I'm not saying in this neighborhood, but you do this enough times, and people who might have been like, oh, I don't know about them gays. Or now like, oh, well, I know Susie and Janine, and they're gay. Yeah. And they're cool as shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what? It might not be logical, but it's like, hey, maybe all gays are cool as shit. Mm-hmm. And again, I know this sounds bigoted as fuck because of the way I'm framing it, but it's how humans work.
Well, it's exposure.
Right.
And if you have no exposure to whatever race, culture, orientation, whatever we're talking about, then all you know is the limited exposure you had, which if it comes from, the typical chick flick, right? and in the chick flick, the girl has her best gay friend, and the guy is flamboyant and flitting around. That's your only exposure to anything that would be gay. So you think every gay dude is that.
Right.
But then when you realize that, oh no, like they're gay guys that are just as, you know, they're not that guy from Sex and the City. He's a dude that like, oh, he's a airline pilot or he's an accountant or whatever. And you can drink beer and talk about baseball. Like that's no different than any other relationship you'd have with anybody else. So you get that exposure. It's one of the things where you see like people who've never been around black people before. Their only exposure is what they see on TV.
It's what they saw in World Star Hip Hop.
Right. Or, unfortunately, the evening news, where a lot of the black faces you see are, you know, from the crime section. You know, man shot 13 times in West Baltimore. If you're not around black people in any other context, that's your only exposure. Whereas when you sit and people are part of your everyday life, you're like, no, that's just that guy.
Right.
Or just that area, or not even that area. It's just that guy right there. It's not everybody. So getting that exposure to people, and I think one of the problems with a lot of I don't want to peg it entirely on the Democrats, but that's who it is, with the left elite, and then you get that white savior complex. They don't need you to save them. There are perfectly intelligent, capable, strong people, resilient, that don't need Allison, the 40-year-old account executive, to come down and save them.
Right.
They don't need you. They don't need an ally. It's okay, I'm your ally. Ally in what, motherfucker? Like, I'm capable of doing this on my own. You know, I'm your neighbor. Clearly, we're in the same socioeconomic status. I live next door to you.
Right.
So,
they're looking at us like, well, maybe you need saving.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Because I'm looking at you like I can whip your ass, motherfucker. Like, and that's the thing that I think that's where Democrats lost a lot of people, because like you don't need a savior.
Right.
These are strong, capable people that don't need some little white girl to come save them.
And I felt like the GOP did a very good job at exposing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like when the whole issue of voter ID came into play, and they're like, "Well, just you need to show your driver's license." Well, and like the Democrat talking point was, well, that disenfranchises black people, and so like there was like a couple conservative vloggers who would go out there. And they would go to the cities, mm-hmm. and they would stop random black people and be like, "Excuse me, do you have a driver's license or a state ID?" And they would look at him like they had like three heads.
Yeah,
like, yeah, and like, but the Democrats were insisting that black people couldn't get an ID,
right, or
didn't already have one.
Yeah,
I think one lady literally looked at the guy and was like, who doesn't walk around without their driver's license? And people are like, well, in New York City, people don't have driver's licenses. Yeah, but they have their ID. They have their state issued.
Yeah.
Because you can't really do much without one.
No.
Like, I know that's like, oh, the censor, how Republicans want, they don't want any kind of ID. Like, no, hold up. No one ever said we don't need some IDs to identify who the fuck we are. Like, I get it. There's a fine line between government overreach and not, but.
And then you have, like, the state of Maryland, or, you get your driver's license. Now you have to bring all this stuff with you, these documents for the real ID.
When you initially transfer over from regular ID to what they call real ID, which is, by the way, I believe implemented in the deadline to implement in all states, I believe, is next year. Yeah. Although they shortened, they said it had to be done by this time. But
and then it was earlier, and they kept extending it.
Because they were trying to extend it so that people didn't have to go and get one separate.
Yeah.
They could just get it upon renewal.
Yeah.
So like when your driver's license is renewed, you brought the extra paperwork, you got to verify your identity, and then you got your real ID, which was your driver's license. And in Maryland, if you have the holographic star on your driver's license, you have a real ID already. Yeah. So if you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe that, you already have it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Just show it at the voting thing and you're going to be just fine. But they made like this huge deal about it. And black people were like, you don't think we can get a driver's license? How dumb do you think we are? It was like Joe Biden thinking that black kids couldn't use computers. Like,
those videos were...
Dude,
some of these dudes...
This is 2025.
I'll never forget. There are all kinds of videos. These probably like Gen Z, millennial age kids were, and people are like, oh, the millennials. Millennials are in their 40s, dude. But this one kid, like, he goes to a computer and he's looking at it and he's like, oh, what is this? He's like, pretend it's like some object he's never seen. It's like, come on, man. Like, who are you? Like, how offensive is that?
And the funny part is, like, I always want to be like, they may not be able to use a computer, but they all have smartphones, which are actually more powerful than the computer.
Oh, it's so funny because, like,
because they all have one.
My kids. So my oldest is good with. At his school, everything they did was on the Chromebook.
Yeah. But
like the other two, like my middle was playing this typing wars game. Like all the kids started doing it. I forget what it was called, but like essentially just teach them how to type. But then my youngest, like, when he looks at a computer with like a keyboard and screen, it's like another world to him because he does everything. Now he can take any tablet. Hell, he can probably launch missiles with the damn thing. Like, he can do so much with it.
He did already.
But yeah.
that North Korean missile strike, that was your boy.
Yeah.
He got it.
But like, it's funny to see like how that laptop is becoming old technology that a lot of people, because they don't need to use it, don't. But like us, like the laptop is, whereas our parents, my dad was actually pretty good, but some other people of that generation, like they look at the computer and it's like, ugh.
I'll be honest with you. So I've been looking at like just different tablets and whatnot because I got my kids like the 10-inch tablet, and the screen real estate on those things are pretty nice.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm looking at a computer that's got a 14-inch screen, and I like that size better.
Yeah.
I am really shocked that they haven't really made like a 14-inch tablet that doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be Apple's M16 2500,000 chip.
Yeah.
Like, I just need I need screen real estate. My eyes suck, right? Like, I'm lifting the glasses off to read menus at this point, right? So I need some screen real estate. I would, if I could have a tablet that did what my laptop, like functions like my laptop, only without the trackpad and the key, 100%. Yeah. I would probably use that more, especially if it wasn't slow and laggy and all that other shit. But the basic, like if you can fit, like this laptop computer runs a server CPU. Has plenty of space for you don't even need much storage anymore because everything's saved on the cloud. Like I save everything in my Google Drive.
Yeah.
All my photos are backed up to Google Photos. Like I use Google, I'm in the Google ecosystem. I know, safety, privacy, all that bullshit, but it's fucking convenient and I like it.
Yeah.
But even like my wife, she's got the Apple iPhone. All of her photos are saved to her Google Photos.
Yep.
Like it's $2 a month to get 100 gigabytes of storage. It's cheap as shit. And so you don't need to pack hard drives on these things anymore. You can put like a small SSD, solid state drive. They're really thin. They're really small. A 1 terabyte is probably no more than 3 inches long. You can throw it in the back of the thing or don't. Make it something really super small and just use cloud storage.
Yeah.
And the processors and other things can really hum, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, is a graphic designer going to use one? I mean, they use iPad Pros for those now.
Yeah.
Now, an iPad Pro is almost $1,000. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want a 12, and most of them kind of tap out at that 12-inch size. They're not, but what I'm saying, come on, let's go. Like, you guys have you can create the bigger screen size. Give us a 14-inch. The other thing I'm surprised about is someone isn't capitalizing on, like, the in-wall tablet. Like, if I had, like, a 14 or 16 or 20-inch tablet screen that I could put in my wall or hang on my wall or wall mount without having a quick cable cord like sticking out and looking awful, so that I could put like my family calendar on and the kids could just look at the week. Okay, this is what we're going on this week. rather than handwriting it out or printing it out or doing this other bullshit.
They've got that skylight thing.
They do, but that's expensive as shit, and there's a monthly fee to it.
Yeah.
Why do I need a monthly fee when I already keep it in my Google Calendar, and I could just literally open up a tablet, open up the Google Calendar, and that's the only app that shows on there. Or if I close it, I can open up the weather app, or like they have like the Echo shows and shit like that, but that's an extra device that sits on the counter.
Yeah.
I want something I can put in the wall. I want to mount it to the wall like a TV, or I want it embedded in my studs, between the studs. You got 16 inches between those studs.
Yeah.
If I can slide something back in there, if they can figure out the power source thing so I know the thing's sticking out the back.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. Again, we're giving out gold to companies. They need to start taking us up on it.
And paying some royalties.
That's right. But I don't need it to be like for something like that. I don't need an Apple M75 chip.
No.
I don't need the M6000.
Yeah.
I just need something that's going to run Google Calendar, and I can I can get a cheap Android, like Chinese built one off of like Temu, and it'll probably light on fire, and my house will burn down. Like, but if Apple made one, a cheap like a nice cheap 14-inch tablet. It doesn't have the best screen. It doesn't need the best screen. It doesn't need your best processor. I need screen real estate.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like that would be a huge winner. Because everyone thinks they need this server style CPU. The only reason why we do is because you create graphics and shit, and you're uploading. Like, you need processing power for that.
Yeah.
But there's very few people. Like, I got my mother to go from like Windows laptops down to a Chromebook, and to replace it cost me $300-$400, and I barely ever have to replace it every 6 years.
Yeah.
But back to Democrats. Democrats need to get their talking points back to the middle. Otherwise, I have a feeling that in the midterms, and I could be way wrong because historically I would be way off with it. I'd be really, really wrong. If they don't win seats back, or I'm going to say if they don't flip 5 seats back in their favor, they've really, really fucked up. And 2028 is going to be a slaughter.
Yeah.
In not their direction. And that could, you got to remember, Trump can really only can't run again.
Yeah.
Now, if he does, I think he would lose because I think people would be pissed off that he ran again.
Yeah.
I think all the moderates and the people in the middle that voted for him, that just were voting against Democrats, if they saw this happen, they'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're not doing this.
Yeah.
But let's say Vance runs or one of these other guys run, like a DeSantis, or I think they have such an upper hand over Democrats right now because they don't have anyone. Gavin Newsom's trying.
Yeah.
But if Gavin Newsom runs, they're going to show that French Laundry clip over and over and over again. They're going to say, "Oh, you're Nancy Pelosi's nephew," over and over and over again. Like he doesn't know the buzzsaw he's walking into. Politically, he is much better off running as like a senator or something like that. He'll win that.
Yeah.
In a national election, they are going to eviscerate that dude.
Yeah.
Like, if I can figure this out, someone else already figured it out. Like, they've already got the plan against that dude.
Yeah.
Buttigieg has a better shot, but the chance for him to run as just a gay dude is out. You got to say you're not establishment.
Well, yeah, he really has to. And he was being with Biden, who is about as establishment as it gets.
They're going to tie him to Biden.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, well, you were in the Biden administration and you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
You didn't do any of what you just said you were going to do. And you were part of it. It's like the whole thing with release the Epstein files. Okay, Biden was president for 4 years and didn't release the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Democrats don't realize they don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
It's another piece of spaghetti they're throwing at the wall that isn't sticking.
Yeah.
They've tried like 30 different talking points and none of it is stuck. And they're like, well, why doesn't any of this stick? I don't understand it. It's because you're the boy who cried wolf at this point.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to you. You've lied for so long and expected people to believe it. And now they're just like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Again, the internet exists. You can be proven wrong in a minute. You've done X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Like, for example, and like I'll go back to the trans women in girls sports. I'm going to go back. There is the WAC volleyball situation. And a lot of people don't know this, but I believe San Diego State University had a trans player playing for them. Now, volleyball was also a sport where there was a trans woman playing in girls' sports that spiked a ball off a girl's face, and she ended up being partially paralyzed. Yeah. So there was an injury related to this, but it wasn't this girl from San Diego State University, or is San Jose State, or San Diego, one of those California state schools, where I believe the University of Nevada team said that they wanted to forfeit the game. They didn't want to play the game, and the university said we can't do that because of legal reasons. And so they just didn't show up, and of course it was a forfeit. But it's like now you're trying to force these girls into a sporting event against a transgender woman.
Yeah.
And they don't want to play them. And this is one of those things. They're going, and this is like, oh, Riley Gaines, she's a failed swimmer. This other girl is a failed swimmer. Oh, they're just failed. They just can't compete with a dude. They can't compete with a dude.
Yeah.
Well, she came in 5th place. Okay. She tied for first with Leah Thomas. And they gave the award to Leah Thomas for optics.
Yeah.
Yes, there was another event where she came in 5th.
Well, anyone who knows anything about swimming, you might have the person who's the best butterflyer, but not a very... So, yeah, they won the butterfly, but then on the, I forget all the events because we're not in swimming anymore, but if it's the 200 IM and they have weaker strokes, well, they came in 5th in that. Yeah, but she's the best butterflyer in, which is the hardest stroke there is, in all of NCAA Division I. So,
but you've got the other side of the coin. People are saying she shouldn't have had to compete against that, and I'm going to call him a guy because he still had his penis.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have had to compete against him in the first place.
Yeah. And
he was on the University of Pennsylvania men's swimming team, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Well, he went through the hormone therapy. He still went through puberty.
Yeah. And the what always got me about that was, so you take that that spot, and it's not the trophies or the records, but say let's take I'm not sure how many girls are on the roster of a softball team, but just say like a regular travel baseball team, we carry 12, right? So say softball carries 12 as well. It's the girl that's now 13th.
Correct.
That's the one. It's not the fact that this trans girl went and hit dingers or was striking a million people out. It's not that issue, which is an issue. Me, it's the girl that is not on the team.
Right.
Because someone had to get cut to make that position.
What? And there's that exact situation up in Minnesota.
Yeah. And then there's also the other 3 girls that did make the team that are now not playing.
Right.
One of those girls who would have been the 9th batter is now not hitting because this person is, or if that person is a pitcher, which I think in Minnesota that's the case.
Yes.
That person who's pitching, and I know softball pitchers in softball, you guys don't carry the same pitching staff that because softball pitching is easier on the arm.
Yeah, we use fewer pitchers.
Yeah. So, and they can come in at different points of the game. It's not like baseball where you come out, you're done.
Right. No, you can reinsert later.
Yeah.
We have a max innings, but
in
a 6-inning game, I think 3. It depends on the age. 3 or 4 is the max.
Yeah.
So you can do 2 innings, have your next pitcher come in for 2, and if you even get to 6 innings, you can have the starter come back for the last.
Yeah, because like in upper levels of baseball, you're starting to get into like the situational. Like this guy's going to come in and throw 2 innings, and then he's done.
Yep.
But the thing is, like now that girl who was a pitcher, she's not pitching, and what if there's a girl that was better than her? Okay, well they're started from at least the same footing.
Yeah,
she has the opportunity to be a better pitcher than she does. But because there's no inherent size and strength advantage. Yeah. So
it's just there are so many losing topics right now for the Democrats.
And they take the wrong side on all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying wrong side as in like, oh, it's wrong to support trans issues or it's wrong to support immigration issues, whatever it is. You're just picking the losing side on all of them. You're just falling on the wrong side. And you have to take a look at the country and understand that, okay, well, our message isn't getting through. But I think it's more, the worst part is it's because they're not listening. They're just, they've elevated themselves to this thing through their, the we were talking about education earlier. It's not education. It's credentialing. You can be very well educated and have a GED. You can be very well educated and have no degree whatsoever, like not even a high school diploma. But if you pay attention to things and read things, I've had amazing conversations with people who you would have never thought. And you're like, wow, this dude knows a lot of stuff.
Their method is to shout louder until you believe us.
Yeah.
Except you don't have the factual data to be believed.
Right.
And again, this is where you just let them talk, because this was the party that said you got to believe the science. You have to trust the science. We're the party of science. Except in this topic, and we're not going to believe the science. We're not going to believe real science.
Yeah.
It's like, and their whole argument. Well, what about, you've got people that believe in the flat Earth thing? Okay, they're morons.
Yeah.
And the majority of people on this side, tell them they're morons.
Yeah.
And the problem they have is, like, for you and I, who would normally flop our votes between Democrats and Republicans based on who it is, at this point, I can't vote for a Democrat who's going to go along with any of this shit.
Yeah.
Like, until that party gets rid of this just crazy nonsense. Like, there's a difference of opinion, but if you're just not going to believe any fact, mm-hmm. And the sad part, I think that they think that their things that they're saying are facts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they think they're wrong. Whereas I think the people at the top are like, yeah, this shit's kind of wrong, but we got to get those young kids to believe, because they're the ones that are going to pound the pavement, and we need them to believe, so they pound the pavement harder and get votes for us. And unfortunately, the funny thing is, if one of those kids comes up and tries to knock on my door and tries to tell me this shit, I'm going to laugh in their face, and I'm definitely not going to vote for him.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to vote for him, but man, I might not vote for you for the next election after this one.
Yeah.
Just for trying to convince me of this shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to come back to reality.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, there's so much that is just freaking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are people that are really upset that, teachers can't put the trans flag in the classroom. And then the people that want the trans flag in the classroom are pissed off that another school is going to put the 10 Commandments up.
Yeah.
Want to know what my solution to that is? None of it goes up.
Yeah.
Separation of teachers, leave your politics at home.
Mm-hmm.
Government, stay the fuck out. Keep the Bible out of the schools. It's that easy. Mm-hmm. Unless it's a private school, then I'm paying there for the religion too.
That, yeah.
But if it's public school in which you're forcing kids to go to, all of your extracurricular shit is out.
Yeah.
Out. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this. And if you decide to push it, if you decide to try and push some Bible shit, you're out. Yeah. Teacher, you're out. And if the trans teacher pushes this trans shit, you're out too.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And that's the middle. That's the middle.
Yep.
And they don't want to hear it. The left is going to call me a bigot. The right's going to call me non-godly. Fuck both of you.
Yeah.
They're fucking kids. Stay the fuck away. It's the parents' job to raise the kids. And I've had teachers tell me, yeah, but you haven't seen some of these kids. You're not the kid's parent.
Yeah. Well,
you control their behavior in the classroom. You control their behavior in the school. But you don't get to teach them how to be. Well, that's what parts of it, you can come up with exceptions for all of it. How to be nice, how to be a kind person. Okay, I get that. But you don't get to tell them what to believe.
Yeah, the school's job is to provide instruction in these areas. As far as raising and educating the kids, that's the schools have that one part of it, but morals, upbringing, that's the family's job.
Gender ideology doesn't belong in health class. Reproductive health, yeah. Teach them about ovaries, testes, insert penis into vagina. That's how babies are made. Yeah, that's science.
Mm-hmm.
Gender fluidity in what someone feels on a particular day is not science.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's not. It's how someone feels. If you want to go down that route, just know there's going to be some pushback on it. Because you're not sticking. And I get it. Well, they don't do it. It's always, well, they.
Yeah.
Well, they. But they. Well, they did this. Well, they did that. I don't give a fuck. It's a place where kids are forced to go. Mm-hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't like it, go to private school. Okay, so now my kid's got to go to private school?
Yeah.
Well, how about you put your kid in private school where they teach the gender shit? Mm-hmm. How about that instead?
Yeah.
Because it gets to a point where it's just like nobody's going. There's no winning here, but there's got to be an agreement.
Yeah.
Where nobody, you know what? You don't win. You don't win. There's nothing in the classroom now.
Yeah.
No flags. I don't want to see a Pittsburgh Pirates flag. I don't want to see a Cincinnati Reds flag. I don't want to see a transgender flag. I don't want to see the gay pride flag. I don't want to see. The only thing that can go in that room now: American flag, and the state flag.
American, state, county, city. If you live in one.
No one knows what a fucking county flag or city flag is anyway. Fuck that shit. you get United States. You get and you get the state. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's about it. Anyway. All right. So hopefully we'll get third way on here. Want to thank Adam Chubbuck, techmd.com. Real estate needs. We'll see you next time. Sorry we went long on this week and last week. We'll try and keep it shorter next week. Talk to you soon.